Hello, welcome to my stream number 96. It's late night talk with romantic developer, and it's our 96 um, stream, 96 serious. So we on the channel we talk about different things, including overall thoughts on multiple points, including relationship between people, politics, social media, media without word social, and how to be a father, a husband, and so on. Also, we try to look into some developer code, software code, and create some simple projects, or maybe not so simple, and do it for multiple days or multiple streams. So yeah. So that's it. Let me see if I could be here well. Okay, yeah. Looks like something is going on. So so today, what are my reflections? Because normally we start with my daily reflections. And today I still in the search of true myself. If you heard my previous streams, you probably noticed that all we do, we try to find what inspires us, what makes us us, and how to become less, let's say, lazy or procrastinating, more effective, stop losing a lot of our energy, be a person who can accept a lot of things in this world, be wise enough and all of that. With being that person means that you could keep in organization everything in your home, in your life, in your finance, and so on. And again, when you see some signs of disorganization in any of this sphere, any of these topics, it point you, it's like sign for you that not everything right in with your, not mind, maybe soul, but it's all the terms which hardly to define. So let's say that you need to think and solve something about you. And yesterday we talked, and day before yesterday we talked that we live our lives not only to our expectation, but to fulfill someone else's imagination how our life should be, even if it doesn't sound right about you. What I see, most of us probably have that thing. Know what I mean? It very depends on the events, especially now, like childhood. We as a child want to be loved, or want so our parents or people who we live with liked us, so we start doing something in their imagination, like in their paradigm. It means that if they want us to be more helpful, we start not like helping people, but more we start to be so nice, maybe much sweeter than we are. If they want us to be not lazy, maybe we start to do a lot of things and couldn't stop, and vice versa, and so on and so on. And it's not always possible to do, not it's never possible to fulfill someone else's imagination. You should be you, real you. But we lose that connection between who we are actually, what we actually like, what we actually don't like, what is our true power. Not like everyone understanding what is the power, but our true power, our true uniqueness, and so on. And I understand with having about 8 billion people in the world, it's very hard to be fully unique in something, but we are very complex, very unique um, people, souls, minds, and everything. It's all work not exactly the same way as others. We could feel similar things, we could feel similar emotions, we could understand things pretty in similar ways. But even with that, there are many people who are different from others, and even if they sometimes they struggle to learn in the system, sometimes they struggle to be a good students, but in many cases those people could invent, could create something others couldn't do, and so on and so on. So I truly understand that I'm still on my search of who am I, and you shouldn't go to some mountains and become a monk for that. It's just session of just a series of sessions when you talk to yourself and try to remember and try to feel what make you happy, what you want to do, what you don't want to do. If you can remember your childhood dreams, so when you was a small child, small kid, what you dream about, maybe you have some memory of some picture you draw, or some fairy tale which you like the most, and so on. You could use it as a sign, as a starting point, because as a kids we sometimes much more wise than when we become adults and uh, even elderly persons. We have experience, but not always wisdom, and we wearing some masks of others so long that we completely forgotten how our actual face and our actual beauty is looking. So yeah, it was my reflection. Interesting. When I try to work with some programs, they always tend to go to some desktop. Makes this my main display. Okay. And now it's still doing that. Give me 1 second. It's not my Okay, looks like at least I have something. So last time we tried to see if our turbo model will behave much faster than just large, and on this computer at least they said that turbo model optimized version of large tree. This is inspired by Distill Whisper, but it's some difference of that Distill Whisper. Across languages, turbo model performs similarly to large version 2. Okay. But you see, it's much faster. It's much faster than base on most of the platforms, at least on A100 platform. Okay, so but we executed it on our local computer and understand that actually it's still very long time. We tried to transcribe something. We tried to transcribe some of the cd project, cd local, and here we have videos folder, and in videos we have iPod, and in this folder we have that mp3, and we try to execute Whisper model turbo and use that mp3 file to process, and actually it's went way too long, so we could do some test. Let's stop it here. Oh, let's also open a command prompt. Let's see. I just want CD. Oh, we just were on the disk C. So let's clear everything here and here, and let's try to do Whisper, and here we'll try model turbo, and here we try Whisper model large v2. Do we have it? Let's see. Let's execute them side by side and see if we have any better speed anywhere. Model turbo, model large v2. They said that they work in probably the same in quality, so in number of errors per something. Okay, we don't have model large v2. We have model large v3. Let's try that, and here we still loading it. Yeah, so let's give some fora to turbo. this computer doesn't have even large, not any large models. Let's use medium. Medium probably we also don't have. So I understand that that system it's not the weakest at all. I like to call it weak, but it's because it doesn't have any good discrete video card. But if we'll try to see its performance, okay, so what we see that it has 32 gigabytes of RAM. It's 64-bit operating system running Windows 11 Pro, and it's i5, but it's not fast enough. But again, it's not the weakest system, as you see. And in Task Manager, if you will look, it would be, hey, Task Manager opened on different screen, and we just trying to see something from here, something from resources. Come on. So performance, and for CPU, yeah, it has 4 cores. Of course it's not 16, but logical 8. Again, it's kinda office computer, but we are not asking it too much. We're just asking to transcribe 10 minutes of audio file. Should be very simple. And to this moment it's even haven't been started transcribing actual transcribing. So basically they're both mostly on the same point. That haven't detected the language, this one detected the language. That is turbo, and that is not medium, yeah. Yeah, it's medium. We downloaded it. It's medium. If we believe what they told us, so turbo, best of both worlds. Okay, we see that medium here in terms of speed, so it's like 6, and turbo is 30, and here is mostly the same, not maybe 6, but about 30, so about 5 times faster. About 5 times faster it should be. Okay, we detected language here and here, and I fully understand that it's using some streaming software. It's take less than 10% of my CPU, and yeah, everything else is divided between browsers, which not taking much. We have like maybe one here and a lot of here, but they all like sleeping. We don't actually using them for a lot. We even can, so we just watching here one page and maybe another here. Okay, it started. So 17 seconds here, It's still starting. Yeah, it's not exact test, but okay. Okay, so what we could do anyway, I think those speeds are unacceptable for such computer, because one thing, if you need to transcribe like 1 minute video, it's simple. You just go and here and write, and it's super simple. Different thing if you need to transcribe like 1 hour video or 2 hours video. So I'm thinking if, and yeah, even it's completely free right now because it's executed on our local computer. But we saw that I installed Whisper on more powerful computer, and it didn't transcribe very well. We need to play with some parameters, and Whisper has a lot of parameters to play with, and it's not close to quality which we can have executing Whisper through API. Of course, it would be cost us something, about, I already forgotten, maybe few cents, not few cents, maybe about 50 cents per hour, but it's not too much actually. It's kind of manageable. So Turbo, it's try to start it too long time, because once we start that, we try to run 3 times, and one is completely download one model, and yeah, so it's way ahead. But I think maybe once they start producing at least one something, we could compare them. Also, we could do something like that. Okay, it would be here, and that would be here, no? And here. Oh, now we could see it's turbo, it's not turbo. And here we already transcribed 44 seconds, not minutes, seconds. So I'm saying that then in many cases, if you don't have huge powerful computer, which I don't have, I still did some tests. I installed Visual Studio and trying to install CUDA to see if how CUDA will speed up the Whisper. But for installing all of that, you should have some graphical card which supports that. Basically, you need to install NVIDIA, and it's mostly GeForce and GeForce RTX, and it should be some of the recent card, or even if not recent, it should be pretty performant. So not everyone has this. So I'm thinking of building a script for my local usage, but executing API from OpenAI, and later I want to make it more universal to be able to execute OpenAI in Azure as well. It could be even less in money. So yeah, you see, I don't like that speed at all. I understand that I execute 2 at once, you see, it's bad transcription. It's about 23 seconds in one It doesn't work for subtitles, you see. It will not work for subtitles, okay. So, and here we see that it's mostly terminal, OBS Studio, okay, now it's taking more than 10. And yeah, something on Microsoft Edge, but mostly it's Python which is executing Whisper, and terminal, Windows terminals which also execute Python in it. And yeah, so basically it's for Whispers, about 50% of my computer CPU, and a lot in memory, about 7 gigabyte in memory. Yeah, and if I'll see, click details and try to do the same. So yeah, it's mostly Python, so it's 2 Whispers. OBS, it's okay, you see about 10%, and some of the MSH and some smaller sync. What is that? MKC helper. Yeah, I don't know what is that, but yeah, so most of the resources are taken by Whisper, so it's not like we don't provide it resources at all. Most probably it wouldn't take much more if we executed only one instance. And we see that yeah, it's already more than 1 minute, it's 17 seconds, it's a minute and a half, and it's still 17 seconds, but it started. So yeah, I believe it's already passed some amount of time. Yeah, it's maybe 10 minutes. I haven't looked exactly how many time, but for me it's about, they both executed about 10 minutes. Maybe less, but come on, it's not serious, so let's stop those. But looks like at least they are true. Turbo is not much slower than, it doesn't look like slower than medium, and both resources normally took in this very similar amount of resources, so most probably turbo even faster even on that computer. Yeah, of course what we are doing, it's not a good test in developer world, but if you're looking about normal users, maybe it's good. So let's clear the screen. CLS, okay. Local AI helper. What we have here in our folders? So we want to go to our folder in projects, and we have our sync which already in Git. Come on, we have no part plus plus, let's go. And where it is, it's here. So it's our YouTube DLP, it's our batch file which basically download, videos. It then transcribes them locally. You see, locally it doesn't specify model, and right now it would be use model turbo by default, and then we just go and execute all the prompts based on configuration we have. Let us create. We already have Python, so I think creating it in Python would be beneficial, because we could write it more naturally. And let's see if I have any. And I have installed here Visual Studio Code. Here it is. So we have every tools we need. Okay, you see, it's very new environment. Oh, what is that? So I just recently installed it and haven't used it a lot, so there are no recently open folders. Normally it starts not with that, but with some welcome, probably welcome, so it starts something like that. Okay, but before we switch to Visual Studio Code or any other editor, I want ChatGPT to do some work for us, and for this I choose O1 Preview, because it's more intelligent than just GPT-4, and I will ask it to write us a skeleton for that program. So I will ask him to 200 is nice. Okay, I will provide a script, web script, which download video from YouTube, transcribe it using local whisper, and execute. API to run your prompts and reserve answers in the same folder as video. I want to rebuild the same in Python program, make it more performant and accept more options. Like, I want just to transcribe a file or access a list of links, files, specify config from command line, so on. Also, I could want to just access some prompts on already transcribed files. As well, I noticed that local whisper is working long and not with great quality. I want to use OpenAI API or Whisper. There is a possibility that I will transcribe files which are long enough, like more than 25 megabytes. Please take this into account when you write this logic. Please write the program in Python as detailed as you can do. You can see my previous batch to see my previous. Okay, it's not a human, it's just ChatGPT, so whatever we write we would be fine. To see my previous implementation, and we just provide that program. So let's the magic begins. I do another sip of coffee. Okay, it's too fast. I haven't expected that. It's just 11 seconds. Okay. Okay. Maybe we could try to do that. So what we will do, we go here and we have our YouTube AI helper, and we have local YouTube AI helper, and we just create new folder and call it local YouTube AI helper Python. Quite long name, but maybe we will rename it later. And we just go here and say open folder, and we just go to local disk and open that Python folder. Here we add new file and call it yes, trust the author. The author is me, AI helper. So it would be very simple script Python. Oh, we need insert difference. Should go here and just copy this code, insert here and see. Okay. So create config.json, new file, config.json. Okay, let's insert it here, and what else do we have? Create prompts folder. Okay, new folder, prompts. Download and transcribe. Transcribe local audio file. So most probably if you'll try to execute it right now, it will not work because we haven't installed all the dependencies. So let's learn Python Python and things together. No module name. Okay. So let's duplicate tab, but in that case let's call it not preview but just for all. Okay, I am writing a Python code in Visual Studio Code. I have dependencies. How better to track and install them. Okay, I probably know how to do that, but I don't want to read about all that information. And I don't want to apply practices which I saw in very huge projects. So requirements txt, setup virtual environment. Okay, activate. Okay, so let's create requirements txt. Maybe we will not finish that creation today, but let's install the dependencies. Oh, freeze requirements txt. Okay, let's start with first. Create virtual environment. Python view virtual environment. Let's create maybe command prompt and do that. Okay, we created vn. Yes. So with that, probably we could close those and open terminal once again. Okay, you see it says that it's successfully, but if we try, okay, it's not visible here. Normally I used on some other environments, but yeah, so it's activated. We will not run that because it's already activated. Let's call that thing pip install. Okay, we download all that we need to install it. Now we just need freeze that into requirements txt. Okay, let's remove that file and let's try to execute it once again. Okay, now it looks better. So we have all the environments set, and for OpenAI Whisper we directly show where we should get it. Okay, so in future we just could say pip install and specify requirements file, just to make sure that we install everything which we need. Oh, why choose that dependency, that commit? Okay, and most others requirements, you see, it will say that they are already satisfied. Okay, so now if we will execute AI Python AI helper, it just say couldn't open file. Okay, Python. AI, okay, it's not underscore, it's dash. No model requests. Pip install requests. Now I know what I need to do. I need to say pip install and then pip freeze. It should have now requests. Okay, let's try to execute once again. Come on, we already have the requests. Let's see. Yeah, with that we need like to try to see if we have the most recent version of Whisper. And it should do say all already satisfied. Okay, and what about executing it once again? No module named requests. Come on. Let's ask. It says but here is my requirements texting. Okay, I did some mistakes, but yeah, ChatGPT very tolerant. Activate, install missing dependencies. Oh, we could maybe it's true, maybe it's some pattern thing. Now what we need to do, select interpreter, Python, select interpreter, and we have that. Okay, What if we just create another CMD? Okay, it says it's already using Python AI helper. AI helper API. No request. Pip show requests not found. Okay. Maybe if you go to when scripts active Python. Okay. So let's say pip install requirements txt. Again it will do something. Git clone. Okay. Pip show requests already installed, so normally it should execute. My output is, let's see what it says. Okay, let's try once again. Ctrl Shift P, select interpreter, VN Python. Okay. Lib prompts. Terminal, new terminal. Save and restart. Let's do we just go up, cd local, cd cdu cd Python. We open Visual Studio Code in the same folder. We have terminal. Not now. How I could click relaunch terminal. Okay, it says that Python activated environment for this, and we are in proper environment. Okay, pip show requests. Oh. Requests. Okay, it's here. Python hi helper py. What if you execute like that? Still, let's see. Activate virtual environment in the terminal. We don't have scripts. We have scripts, but Python and Python B. Okay, let's try pip install requests. Yeah, we couldn't find because I did a mistake. Requests already satisfied, and it's in so it doesn't look like it's in work in that environment. How we could execute normal environment? Okay, it's bash, it's probably and that is haven't that activate. What if we just create new virtual environment when okay and we remove this one? Yeah, it also doesn't have oh, we have scripts activate here. At least something. At least something. And we collecting those environments. So looks like all the libraries should be here in VN libraries. Last time inside packages, last time it didn't happen, so we failed on very first step of trying to execute what OpenAI generated for us. While I'm doing, let's see how is it possible to increase font size here. Oh, probably yeah. So parse arguments. So let's go here to the chat where we did everything. Looks great. The only thing I want to download. Let's see once again on this code. So when it's download and transcribe audio file, let's go here and it's split audio file, parts, audio parts, transcribe with Whisper API, append, full transcript. So let's return here and say I want to get as a result of transcription not only txt but also SRT file formats as well. I want them to be stored like video files to separate folder as my web script. For prompts, I want to execute prompt configurations, not just one prompt. Prompts are gathered in folders. When we execute a prompt with extension SRT, it should pick up SRT file instead of SRT. Please look at my batch file once again and update the Python code. Please return it full. Okay, let's ask one preview to come on. Regenerate. Okay, let's start another preview chat. Hi. Based on my request, you've generated a code. So looks great. My batch code for reference, and let's copy my batch code and let's go and copy its code here as well. Okay, let's try to ask O1 once again, just to update the code, and let's see in Visual Studio, creating environment, show logs. Oh, it's a lot of packages already. www. So it discovers the tests, but we don't need to discover a test. And we choose that one, go to terminal and execute Python AI helper Python. Okay, so at least to right away it doesn't produce any errors, so now we could execute it, at least in this Visual Studio. Let's now see. Okay, now it's slightly longer. To output both txt and srt during transcription, stored in separate folders, process multiple prompts from configuration folders, and use the appropriate transcript based on prompt. Okay, let's copy, let's really quickly look at that. Parse arguments, it's fine. Load config, okay. Split audio file. Okay, transcribe audio file. Transcripts. Okay, actually it looks better, but yeah, I couldn't say that is beautiful code. It's like written by some junior or something. Let's see if we still could execute it. Yeah. So in our prompts folder, let's search. We have in our local AI helper some configurations and some prompts. Let's do generic. And let's go back here. Again, process prompts. Let's see beginning of the file. So when we want to process prompts, we transcript text file to process prompt on config folder, past configuration folder, configurations, default. Okay, new folder, configurations. And here we'll create not new file, new folder. It's called generic. Here we just passed out. No, we couldn't paste anymore. Let's open here and let's open here. Control C, Control V, Control V. Okay, that folder we don't need anymore. So we have generic and some description, keywords and title. Nice. So AI helper. Oh, nice. Now it says that it's VN. You see, it's much more simpler than before. So let's try to execute it like here, and we have, okay, let's with help. Must mean it wasn't installed. Nice. It's right in the code. Okay, download and transcribe. Download and transcribe. Okay, we have config folder and URLs. So config folder would be generic, and URL you understand. Let's see. Generic not found. Let's get the generic and copy pass. Let's provide full pass. LLM config not found in generic. Come on. So main load config parse arguments, config folder. Okay, configuration default, configuration, parse arguments. Oh, so then we go to load config. If pass exists, config folder. Okay, LLM config. So in that folder we need to put some file LLM config. Let's copy this file. Oh. Yes, LLM config. So what else? LLM config, open config, read all of those. Okay, prompts folder, config folder, prompts. Oh, I see. New folder, prompts. Okay, let's move. Oh. Yes, move, prompts, okay. Prompts folder, okay. Download URL true sanitized file name, video folder join output dir. Okay, so let's go back to main, download and transcribe, join current videos. make dears. Okay, transcribe file, so it should go to videos. Okay, let's try to execute it once again. Now we have everything it's required. Couldn't find match for downloading. So let's see once again. Download YouTube video. Downloading YouTube video from YouTube. Error downloading video from, couldn't find match for. Maybe I compromise the title. No, it looks good. HTTPS. Okay, you understand. Sanitizing title, creating folder. You understand. Bad request. YouTube. Creating folder, make dears. Okay, audio stream, filter to only audio draw first. Download video folder, sanitize title mp3. Okay, actually we're not far from executing it, but let's try to maybe use the same help of ChatGPT tomorrow to go and step by step trying to execute that and see resolve our issues to make it working, and hopefully with that we be able to transcribe and create beautiful things for some videos in very short period of time from our local computer. So we just need to enter YouTube URL and it will do everything we need and pretty fast. Or we could even send a list of URLs. We will create some batch file which will execute all of those to make looks nicer, and we could also transcribe file if you don't like transcription and re-execute on transcribed file once again. So we'll create more steps, probably we'll create more steps. So we'll make a tool which we could use and I could use for my own needs, but not today. So I think that would be it for today. We started, of course. OpenAI 01 is good on understanding and doing complex tasks. Maybe I need to ask it also to write, maybe to think about refactoring of this code and make it more better organized and prone to some different type of errors and maybe it could propose some different folder structure, whatever, who knows. Maybe it will perform better. We can try it tomorrow and see if I still have my tokens for O1 preview, because it's not simple, not cheap model, but for everyone who has any subscription for chat of OpenAI, they provide it for free to try, or like it's just limited to number of requests. So tomorrow we'll continue with that, and mostly we will work with that script in that canvas interface. Hopefully it also will help us to do it slightly better. So that is my plan for tomorrow, with my personal reflections of today, and my usual wish for you, which you can interpret as sign from the universe. Just look for signs, open your eyes to see beyond what you saw before, open your mind to understand beyond of very generic overall understanding which other people share, but you will never see the full truth if you don't open your mind. Open your heart, because the most important thing in this world is our feelings and our experience, and without it everything else not worth it. So open your heart and give some love to your loved ones or to your closest ones. Yes, and of course have a great day. Save some time for thinking, save some time for relaxing, and if you think that you are lazy or you procrastinating a lot, you are not alone. You can always say hi to me. Okay, I think that it. See you tomorrow, or maybe other days whenever you are ready. I will be streaming here for another about 60 days, or I hope more, once I find a very deep meaning for myself of that streams. Right now I'm doing it as a challenge, but hopefully I could find a more even better joy in those, especially if you will send me some comments, some likes or subscriptions. It will help me to continue that thing, and based on your feedback we could do some new stream product together. Okay,